They're here, they're here. The new YSL Make Me Blush Liquid Blushers. They have now come to the United States. They've been in Europe until now, but they finally dropped here. So I'm so excited. I've got the entire line for you today to swatch everything, to try it all on, and to give you a review and a first impressions of these new babies. So if that interests you, stick around and we're gonna dive right on it. All right, guys, so welcome. If you're new here, I am Cher, and I am so excited. I'm such a YSL girl. I am really into some looks, beauty lately, and I love to snatch up some of these fun things. I've really had my eye on these. And so this is, you know, liquid blush, and blush in general right now is definitely all the rage everywhere. Really started recently seeing a big breakout of luxury blushes on the market. I've noticed, you know, we had Giorgio Armani that came out with the liquid blushes. Lancome has some recently. We have Hourglass who dropped some as well. And now we also had the YSL. I think there's many others I'm just forgetting, but we're really seeing a big blush streak lately among luxury beauty. And so these are the ones though that I wanted to try out. I want to try them all, honestly. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share all of the shades on them, a little bit about them. So there are 6 in this range. Here is our full lineup. We have kind of a peachy orange one and almost like a hot pink. I think the one that stands out, it looks more white from a distance, but it's actually like a lavender shade. So I'm really curious about this one because lavender has really been a color lately of the season. We're going to be seeing lavender in Chanel's fall collection coming up here. It's supposed to drop August 30th. And we recently had the pink lilac collection from Dior in a lavender blush shade too. I have the Dior one and I plan to get the Chanel one. So I'd love to kind of do a comparison on the shades and just see how that compares. But I did notice that the lavender or like kind of lilac color really stands out. So it is actually called Lavender Lust. One thing about YSL, guys, is that they usually only put the numbers on here. So it's not even there. They have the number on the bottom here, but they don't include like what the actual name was. And so I have to go back to the box to figure out the corresponding number. So if I toss the box, I don't ever remember the names of these shades. That's the one thing I would love for them to change. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these for you and see how they kind of look just, you know, on the skin here for you and do a little close up. All right, the first shade we have up is number 54, and this one is called Berry Bang. So a little more deep tone, cool tone berry. Yeah. Wand. Ooh, pretty. This one is Nude Lavalier. Now I remember that Nude Lavalier, however you pronounce that, is a similar lip color in the Love Shine line. So we've got a match there on shades. They're coming up with a cream blush that is very similar to one of their most popular Love Shine shades. So that's an interesting comparison. What I should probably do is when I do that blush and try it on, I should probably wear the lips with it. This one is a little more, you know, it's a nudier pink, but it's definitely still on the pink side. Here we go. Next, we have number 66, and this is called Fuchsia Fling. So this is your hot pink one, very fuchsia for sure. And there is the one. And there you have that one too. Next, we get into that lavender one. So this was the 69 Lavender Lust. We'll compare it to the other pink lilac blush when we get to that point too. We have it. Is the one. Ooh, it's very light. Gonna be a subtle one. All right, next up, we have number 37. This one's getting a little warmer toned. This one's called Peachy Nude. So yeah, it's turning a little warmer, more towards peach. Good, okay. The last one is quite orange, actually. So this is number 37, no, 57, I need my glasses, 57, and that is the shade Coral Crush. So orangey coral color. Look at that, wow. All right, and here you have it, all of the shades swatched for you. You've got some pretty good ranges because you do have some cool tones and you have some warm tones. And you know, your average person's probably like gonna stay a little lighter. I would guess that most people are going to want that favorite shade of Nude Lav, however you pronounce it, and they probably will go for the Peachy. Over here, you're gonna have a lot of people wanting nude and warm toned of it. And then you probably are gonna have those who love the cool lavender. I think your more adventurous folks are gonna go for these brighter and deeper colors. And this one, like, it looks adventurous, but it really is, I think it can be very blended down to very natural, a nice little corally flush. So some fun shades there. Let's try them all out on the face now. All right, let's go ahead and start trying them out. I'm gonna first go in the same order, and we're gonna go with this more berry one. This is the one that I'm like, oh boy, it's adventurous, but great for the deep tones when you want a really cool, which does not go with my lipstick. I might have to change my lipstick up, we'll see. But great for like very deep tones. I'm going to just apply it first on my hand instead of dotting it on the face. I just feel like it blends better when you do it that way. So maybe on one side of the face, I'll try dotting, and on the other, we'll do it on the hand first and see if there's a difference in the blend. That way I can give you an idea of what it's like to apply it right on the face, like how many dots you're gonna need for how pigmented it is. But let's first try out with the hand, and I'm just going to kind of bake it all around on my brush. I'm gonna go ahead and go in very softly. Okay, it's a very natural flush, so that's good. But that's because I've applied it this way with doing it on the hand first and really blending it out. Very nice. So even though it's like a very deep tone, it's blending in quite subtly. Let's try it with dots this time. I'm gonna do one for now, and let's see how that goes. Because, you know, with these liquid blushes, they can get out of hand fast. Yeah, so that's definitely a lot more pigmented from just one dot. Look at that versus that. Okay, so I will continue to probably do it this way. And let's see how much we can blend this out. Wow, very, very pigmented if you don't watch what you're doing. All right, so I went ahead and put on more of a berry tone on the lips to give you a feel for, you know, just to match your colors up a little more. I may even take my headband off so that the warm tones on the headband are not throwing you as much. I know my earrings are a little warm tone, but just to kind of see how the deeper berries are drawing out. I love this finish though. When you bake it the right way on the hand, I feel like it just gives it this beautiful glow from underneath. So I really like that. I probably will not recommend putting it directly on the skin like that and blending it. I think it's gonna be beautiful when you really warm it up on the hand and blend it into the skin. So gorgeous, there's that one. Let's move on to the next shade. All right guys, so I removed that blush, kind of retouched up the contour, and now we're gonna go in with the Nude Lav. So what I want to do is, I'll go ahead and put this on and then I'll compare the lip shade with it in a minute. So we're gonna do the same thing again. I'm just gonna keep putting it on my hand. I'll go a little lower this time and see what we think. Ooh, what a pretty pink. So that one doesn't absorb as much though as that deep berry. So this lighter shade, I'm having to reapply again to my skin. It's like, it's not as potent and pigmented. So my brush like pretty much soaked it all up. So I'm having to go in with a second. There we go. So while I feel like the Nude Lav is like such a pretty pink, it doesn't look like a really subtle nude or anything. I think it's more of a pink, like almost bubblegum pink. So I think the name is a little misleading personally. So here it is. I am going to remove this lipstick and let's see how it compares with our Nude Lav Lip Shine Oil. I'll be right back. All right, so this is actually 44B Nude Lavalier, and this is in the tinted Butter Bombs, not in the regular Love Shine lip oils. So still same color though, I think. So there we have it. And yes, I think it's in that same like shade range as the cheeks. But the only thing to think about is that these are the Butter Bombs, so they are pH adjusting, and so they kind of adjust to the chemicals in my lips. So it could be a different shade for somebody else, but I do see that it takes that same shade family. I just thought that was interesting. They're both labeled 44. So even in the blushes, it's the same shade as in the lips for Nude Lavalier. I can never say it right. All right, our next color up is this hot pink fuchsia one. So let's give this one a try. This is gonna be interesting. Lots of hot pink, I'm sure. I'm gonna probably keep my same lip color because I feel like it could go with this. Let's bake it all into that brush. That's actually quite pretty. Oh my gosh, that is going to be so gorgeous. That really does give like a gorgeous flush of color, doesn't it? You know, these deeper and brighter colors, you don't need as much to build up. I didn't have to go back in for like second swipes and stuff, but yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. I'm going to just leave the same lip color with it because I think it can kind of go. Now we get to the one that we've definitely been in question about, and that is this lilac one. So, I'm excited to see how this works. I'm going to start over on this other hand this time. I'm not left-handed, so it might go a little funny, but I'm going to blend this onto the hand. Definitely took a lot to get it to go on the brush, and it's barely anything showing up. So this one, we might be able to just apply straight on the skin. What do you think? Let's do it. Because it's not as pigmented. So let's just see how that goes. It barely shows up on me though. So, you know, for deep skin folks, well, actually, if you have deep skin, it might actually show up and pop. It's probably going to show up a lot more on my very fair skinned girls. I mean, there's barely anything there. It really isn't shown up much. This is the pink lilac, like a lavender shade, and just kind of, I'll do it on one side and see. This is powder though, of course, so a little different. Very similar shade, and neither of them show up much. So yeah, it's gonna have, I think the Dior might have a little pinkier in there, or am I wrong? Do y'all see a big difference between the two? I really don't. You might have to just put a lot on to make it show. Let's try. Okay, there's a little more. So yeah, it's so light that it's gonna take a little bit to make it pop. Ooh, that's pretty though. Why not go ahead and come in with our pink lilac color of lips too and match it? So this is the Dior pink lilac lip oil. So here we have it. It does make a really pretty flush there. You just got to really keep building it up. And I think if you put it directly on the skin, it'll be better for this one. All right, we got the next one up was the Peachy one. So let's see how it does. I'll start off blending on the hand again, and then if we need to just go directly on, we'll try it. Yeah, so it's definitely a lot more subtle too, but giving us the peachy vibes, starting to not go with my lipstick. Let's see how this one does if I put it directly on, just because I feel like it's a little more wearable color, so it might not be as crazy pigmented. Yeah, I think you could put that one straight on if you wanted a little more, because this one's not like screaming pigment. I am going to change my lip color for a little more warm tone for you so it doesn't throw you off too much. And I'll be right back. All right, and here it is. It still has a little bit of a pinky tone to it though, in my opinion. It's not as peach as I thought, but maybe compared to my more brown shade of lips. So this one gives kind of a peachy pinky, I think. So there you have it. All right, and then the last one, we have our very corally orange one. So I'm gonna try again to put it on the hands. So I feel like this is a pretty bright one that could get crazy if we go directly on, so we'll see. Yep, that's definitely kind of an orangey corally color. Nice, I like it. I am having to retouch though for the next side, so it's not even as pigmented as I thought. But still a little bit more for some of those more subtle colors. And there we have it. What do we think? I think that is beautiful. Honestly, I was not expecting to be as drawn to this shade, but it comes out very natural and like a perfect warm toned, like bright, beautiful shine. I think like it's glowing from within. Like this is a perfect shade. Let's try it, just putting it on and see how pigmented this crazy one might get. Yeah, you could probably put it directly on. It doesn't get too nuts. So I think the ones you just got to be careful with was that really deep berry one, maybe the hot pink one, I don't know. But I think the one you're gonna really need to coat on is gonna be the Lilac and the Nude Lav. And here it is, so really beautiful. Okay guys, so that's actually everything. What do we think? What was your favorite shade? Honestly, I think this might have been my favorite shade. Like this is probably what I will wear for my everyday. Just pretty and fairly subtle, but yet bright and cheerful. And then, I love the lavender still for like when I really want my soft, beautiful, like feminine, pretty lavender shades and colors. And I'll be honest with you, I like this better than wearing that Dior blush, because just in the liquid, it's baking from under the skin. It has a much more skin-like, you know, feel and finish to it. So I think I'll be opting more for this lavender shade than I will from that Dior blush, but we'll see about it. And so my take overall on these, I think they are beautiful. I think they are so easy to blend. They have a gorgeous glow from underneath. And as long as you kind of like get them warm for the most part, I think on the hands, like I showed you, I think that's going to be the best application for the most part. But you can keep building up and go direct if you want with some of these lighter and less pigmented shades. I think it just depends on your shade. But overall, I think they are so beautiful. And honestly, I think they perform better than some of the other liquid blushes I've tried. But a lot of the liquid blushes I've done have been like drugstore, a little bit more medium line, as opposed to like luxury. Honestly, I like them better probably than the Charlotte Tilbury blush wand. It was a little too glowy and almost not really patchy, but just with 40 plus skin, I don't know. I feel like these give you such a softer, more beautiful glow, easier blend and whatnot. So my take is I'm absolutely in love. I think they're gorgeous. I think they're worth it. Whatever is your favorite shade, picking one up. So yeah, that wraps it up. What did you guys think? Let me know if you're getting them. I'm going to try to put the info down in my caption of how to get access to these. I got them from Neiman Marcus. That's the only place that had them here in the US. but I was having a hard time linking it for you, so I'm going to see if it's been updated. If it's not, then I'm going to try to keep watching for when it comes to some other stores, like maybe Nordstrom's, Macy's, Sephora even, and I'll try to link it as soon as I see it available there. So yeah, that wraps it up, guys. Make sure you stick around if you love reviews like this one. I'm really into luxury. I do a lot of other things too, though. Lots of beauty boxes, reviews, tutorials, and lifestyle and vlogs. So if all of that interests you, you'll want to pop that subscribe, turn the notification bells to on, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.